Lovely stuff from Lennart Karl, who's surging away. Oh, absolutely incredible! The 17-year-old on his first Champions League.
Fast, calm, elite. But here's the scary part. Do you realize what kind of competition this is? This is the UEFA Champions League. Lennart Karl, who is only 17 years and 290 days old, has scored 3 consecutive goals in the Champions League against Arsenal and Sporting. Arsenal is known as a formidable wall that many top-tier teams struggle to breach, with their top strikers finding it extremely difficult to score against Arsenal's goal. But this doesn't apply to Lennart Karl. Karl doesn't play like a promising young player. He plays like a superstar. So every time Lenny is on the field, he can score goals, even if he plays poorly.
Now the next steps for him is to be consistent, have more good games and more often. And for this he needs time, and then everything will be,
said Vincent Kompany. His level is so extraordinary that he is now in the same conversation as Lamine Yamal and Estavo. And in this video, Top Score 11 tries to show you how impressive young Karl is and the terrifying potential talent that Lennart Karl possesses. Before continuing, you should prepare yourself to watch the video until the end, and you will be surprised at how great this young man is. Bayern Munich have been cooking up a superstar of their own, 17-year-old, their new prince. He hasn't had the same level of hype, but his career has already been ridiculous. This guy is cooking grown-ass man while still being in school. He has exploded onto the scene, stepping up for Vincent Kompany when he has gotten the opportunity. Due to Musiala being out injured, Karl was thrown into the mix, and he plays like he's always been a part of the team. The real moment that the world noticed him was his Champions League debut. 5 minutes into the game, literally 5 minutes, Karl smashed in his first Champions League goal against Club Brugge from Lennart Karl, who's searching away. Oh, absolutely incredible. The 17-year-old on that made him the youngest Champions League goal scorer in Bayern's entire history, breaking a record that belonged to Musiala before. It was his welcome to the footballing world moment. But he didn't stop there. In his very next Champions League match, he walked into the Emirates Stadium, a place that Arsenal have turned into a European fortress, and scored again. Before that night, Arsenal had barely conceded a single goal at home in the Champions League. Their defense had been rock solid. Yet, the 17-year-old showed up, stayed calm, and buried his chance. He handed Arsenal their first home goal conceded in Europe. Considered one of the brightest young players in all of German football, Karl has shown at every level. 7 goals in just 13 matches for Germany's under-17 ready marked him as a future senior international, as an attacking midfielder who thrives as a number 10 or as a right winger. The left-footer first caught Bayern's eye during his time in Well, a super special talent. Absolutely. Outstanding at that age. It's impressive. Yeah, he seems like just to play like he would play in the youth team, you know? He doesn't get bothered. 70,000 out there. Tackling. Very, very gifted. Very creative. Has the smell for where the ball will end up in the box, which reminds me a little bit of Thomas Müller. He always knew where the ball will drop. So this is a very, very special kid. And I mean, obviously in Munich, the big discussion is, you know, once Musa is coming back, how these two youngsters will play. Considered one of the brightest young players in all of German football, Karl has shown at every level. 7 goals in just 13 matches for Germany's under-17 already marked him as a future senior international, as an attacking midfielder who thrives as a number 10 or as a right winger. The left-footer first caught Bayern's eye during his time in Eintracht Frankfurt's academy. and the Bavarian Giants signed him in 2022. In February, he was promoted to the U19s to face older players and still scored 7 goals in 9 league appearances. Bayern also integrated him into first-team training, preparing him for the inevitable jump. By the end of that season, he was already included in 3 Bundesliga matchday squads and sat on the bench for both legs of Bayern's Champions League quarter-final. His call-up to the Summer Club World Cup confirmed it. Karl wasn't a prospect anymore. He was a blueprint for Bayern's future. He made his senior debut in the Lennart Karl's life began in Framersbach, a quiet little town in Germany where he was born on February 22, 2008. Unlike most children, Lennart Karl showed his talent from an early age, kicking a ball as soon as he could walk. Even at a very young age, big clubs began to take notice. In 2017, Karl moved to the Frankfurt Academy, a place known for producing great talents such as Marco Reus. He was small but brave and very confident when in possession of the ball. In 2019, a moment that changed everything occurred when Lennart Karl was only 11 years old. A video showing Lennart Karl's skill in dribbling the ball alone and scoring a goal went viral. Those who saw it were stunned. This was the first time the football world had seen Lennart Karl. After the video, the competition to secure his signature heated up. Bayern Munich acted the fastest. In the summer of 2022, at the age of 14, Karl left Frankfurt and joined the Bayern Academy. They were already impressed by his creativity and playing style in other appearances. And they were right, because as soon as he arrived at the Bayern campus, he truly stood out. And Lennart Karl's statistics at the Bayern Munich Academy are also incredible. His numbers are extraordinary for a teenage midfielder winger. More than 30 goals and more than 10 assists during his U17 and U19 seasons. Long-range shots, intricate dribbling, and zigzag runs through the opponent's defense. His young talent has become such a sensation that comparisons are exploding everywhere. Lennart Karl openly says he sees Martin Odegaard as a inspiratione. However, his game also features touches of Arjen Robben and Lionel Messi. Players with characteristics who like to cut inside, dominate ball control with their left foot, and finish with sharp precision. The similarities with Robben are striking. Both are left-footed players who operate on the right wing, creating characteristic diagonal movements from the wing to the center. Both use these movements as their main weapon to create shooting angles on goal. Karl dribbles at lightning speed and with tight ball control like Messi in tight corridors, but combines it with Robben's signature diagonal runs into the penalty box and powerful long-range shots that strike fear into opponents when he switches to his left foot. At one point, 6'8" meters tall, Karl uses his compact body to cut, turn, and maneuver nimbly through small gaps. Movements that make opposing defenders struggle to keep up with Karl's speed, just like Messi and Robben. The same physics-defying movements Messi used as a teenager. However, what truly sets him apart from ordinary prospects is what he shows off the field. His maturity is extraordinary for his age. Karl lives with discipline. He trains, studies, learns from senior players, and even attends academic classes after playing in Champions League matches. Bayern officials describe him as a player with tactical intelligence and exceptional decision-making skills. Max Air praises his composure, confidence, and the calmness he brings to the field. Lennart Karl not only looks like a future star, he acts like someone who already understands what it takes to be great. It's surprising how this young talent continues to improve relentlessly. Last season, we witnessed players like Lamine Yamal securing the La Liga title and winning the European Cup. They defeated English teams. and they stunned the football world with their calm and confident performances like established stars. We honestly thought that after seeing what these young geniuses did, it would be almost impossible for the next wave of youngsters to match that level of greatness. But we were wrong, because this new generation is coming and may be even more formidable. Names like Esteve William and Lamine Yamal are rising with great force. Each of them looks like a star of the future. Each of them has the potential to define the next decade in elite football. And standing among this golden generation is Lennart Karl. Not just following along, but pushing the standards higher. This isn't just a promising generation. This is the rise of talented young players who are already shaping the future of soccer. Of course, even a phenomenon like Lennart Karl still has areas that need improvement. The next steps focus on consistency and discipline, not talent or technique, but maintaining high intensity throughout the game. When not in possession of the ball, there is still work to be done, such as applying disciplined counter-pressure, tracking opposing players with discipline, and maintaining a compact defensive formation. These habits will develop naturally as he grows physically and gains experience playing at a senior level. Some habits from youth football also need to be refined. In academy matches, Karl can glide past extra defenders and still create shooting opportunities. At the senior level, that luxury is gone. Sometimes the right decision is an early back pass, a quick 1-2, or looking for an overlapping right back rather than forcing an individual action. While his decision-making is already impressive, learning to exploit small windows of execution against top defenders will be crucial to his evolution. Vincent Kompany repeatedly emphasizes calmness, stressing patience over premature expectations, a balance that aligns perfectly with Karl's personality. He is humble, open to feedback, but the scariest part is this: he hasn't reached his final form yet. Is that true?